A long time ago, there was a generous lady. She's always performed good deeds by merit making at the village temple. One day, she decided to make merit at another temple, located on the bank on the other side of the river. She got ready and prepared her merit making offerings. As she was ready to leave, it started raining heavily. It rained so heavily that she wasn't able to cross the river because she has no boat. Luckily, there was a Buddhist monk rowing his boat and she asked him to take her across in his boat. The monk agreed and rowed her very quickly and carelessly across the river. This frightened her and she became very angry. So she decided to take revenge on him by pledging to have her future son take revenge on the monk. After making this pledge, she threw all her merit making offerings into the river and found her way back home.
Later, she had a son named Katampa. When he was 11 to 12 years old, she had him stay at the same temple where the monk rudely offended her when crossing the river on that rainy day long ago. When she was satisfied that her pledge would come true because her son Katampa would fulfill this duty for her. One day, after washing the road monk's robe, Temple boy Katampa took it to dry on a sand pile nearby. At that time, there was a dog passing by that triggered the temple boy to hatch a plan to take revenge on the monk. He currently decided to mix sugar cane with black sesame and shape it into round balls, and then put them on the rope drying in the sun. As he shaped his creation, they looked like dog droppings. And this was his trick. The rope drying in the sun looked like the dog had put them there. When the monk came by and saw that his robe had been dirtied with dog dropping, and so he shouted for temple boy Katampa to come and be punished. Why, you are stupid! You washed my robe and didn't hang it on the clothes line. Just look at this dirtied robe. The temple dog dirtied my robe with its droppings. As punishment, I demand that you eat the dog droppings yourself. If not, I will do far worse.
Sorry, sir. I was busy and didn't mind your robe. I am so sorry. This explanation didn't satisfy the monk, and he still demanded the temple boy eat the dog droppings. So without hesitation, temple boy Katampa began eating the droppings without complaint. The doubtful monk asked, "You eat it deliciously?" He replied, "Yes, sir, it is delicious. Would you like to try it?" The piece of that remained, the monk tasted and said that it was indeed delicious. Desiring more, the monk ordered the temple boy to catch that temple dog and do what he can to make more of these delicious dog droppings. The temple boy agreed to do so. On the next day, the temple boy caught the temple dog and wedged it in the door. He was able to force dropping out of the dog by pressing the door strongly against the dog's waist. A large amount of droppings fell to the ground. Immediately, the temple boy called for the monk to come and eat those delicious droppings. This resulted in accomplishing the first revenge for his mother.
Later, the monk was invited to the city for some business and told Katampa to shut his residence door and not to let everyone in. He said, "Whoever calls you, don't open the door." The monk returned from his business in the city, and it was very late in the evening. At the entrance to the door, he shouted, "I'm back! Open this door!" Temple boy Katampa answered, "No, I was taught by my superior monk not to open this door." Angry, the monk yelled out again and said, "Well, it's me. I've come back. Now quickly open the door." Temple boy Katampa replied and yelled, "No, I can't. My superior monk taught me not to open this door." The monk was unable to return to his residence at night. He was forced to spend the entire night outside. The next day, the monk realized that he had not participated in morning alms for several days and didn't want to break from tradition. So he told temple boy Katampa to keep watch for the sunrise and inform him. When the monk went to bed, the temple boy noticed the coconut tree and began hatching a plan to trick the monk for a second time. Later, the temple boy climbed up this coconut tree and lit a fire at the top. The light from this fire lit up the temple compound. Then temple boy Katampa went to wake up the monk so he could begin his morning alms round. The monk hurriedly put on his robe, lifted his arm bow, and went out for alms. When he arrived inside the village, which was located several kilometers away, he was surprised that it was completely dark. The villager was asleep. The monk was forced to wait till dawn to collect his alms. On the other hand, temple boy Kachampa was happily sleeping at the temple. This event resulted in accomplishing the second revenge for his mother.
Years passed by, and Katampa got older, but not wiser in the ways of monkhood. Unfortunately, he wasn't studying or meditating because the aim in life was tricking and revenging the monk. That resulted in his mother. One day, Katampa went to see a monk and told him that he was going to sell bags of salt at market far away. On hearing this, the monk also wanted to go in order to see and experience the outside world. The monk had a horse, and temple boy Katampa knew that he would be riding on that horse. At that time of year, the mucuna plant was in full bloom. Its flowers and pods are notorious for the extreme itchiness it produces on contact. After noticing these flowers in full bloom, the naughty temple boy Katampa quickly hatched another plant to trick his adversary. He picked some of the itchy pod and put them all throughout the horse's saddle. He would carry the salt bags while the monk rode his horse along the trail. Although the trip of the monk itched, scratched, and felt very uncomfortable riding on the horse. Finally, he dismounted and decided to change places with the temple boy. He ordered him to ride the horse while he carried the heavy salt bags. The temple boy agreed. He quickly changed saddles and mounted the horse. He continued the trip comfortably, while the monk carried heavy bags of salt. This event resulted in accomplishing the third revenge of his mother. While carrying the salt bags, the monk fell far behind the horse because of the weight of the salt bags. In order to catch up, the monk decided to hide the salt bag in some deep water and quickly walked to catch up with the temple boy. When he finally caught up, the temple boy asked the monk, "Where are salt bags?" The monk replied, "I have hidden them in some deep water."
Temple boy Katampa convinced the monk that they needed to get the salt bags for trading at the market. When they arrived to the deep water, they discovered nothing remaining except for empty bags. The salt had dissolved in the water, and then another plan hatched in the mind of the temple boy. The temple boy Katampa said, "The fish must have eaten the salt. We must catch all fish in this pond to retrieve the salt. Oh, by the way, if you catch a snakehead fish, give it to me, and I will hit its ears." When the monk saw a snakehead fish, he grabbed it and gave it to the temple boy. Temple boy Katampa quickly but carefully hid its ears. Seeing the temple boy taking revenge on this fish for eating his salt made him want to do the same. So the temple boy threw the snakehead fish over to the monk. The monk carelessly pounded on the fish's ears and was rewarded with extreme pain caused by the sharp pines penetrating his palms. This pain was unbearable for the monk. The monk cried out to the temple boy, "I can't go on with this terrible pain. You will have to carry me." Katampa replied, "What do you mean? We both came on this trip together. How can we carry each other?" Then the temple boy had another idea. He told the monk to wait and he would be back. He climbed up a mountain nearby and rolled a stone down to where the monk was waiting. Then he shouted out loud, "Attention! There's either a tiger or bear coming. Run for your life! Quickly, or you will die!" The rock came rolling down the mountain. This event resulted in accomplishing another revenge for his mother.
The monk was so frightened that he forgot about the pain from the fish and ran all the way back to the temple, with the temple boy following close behind. Upon returning, the monk taught the temple boy to broil the catfish they had caught while he took a nap. The monk also allowed the temple boy to eat his fair share. Consequently, the naughty temple boy ate all the meat and left only the fishbone for the monk. He also had another. The temple boy cut some flies and put them in the food tray cover over the fishbone and secured. When the monk woke up, he ordered the temple boy to bring his food because he was hungry. When the monk opened the food container, the flies flew out. And then the temple boy said, "Oh my gosh, these flies have eaten the fish meat, and now only the fish bone remains. We have to kill these pesky flies. Here, take this fly water. If any flies land on me, use it to kill them, and vice versa. If any land on you, I will also try to kill them as well." When flies landed on the temple boy, the monk used the fly water to swat at the flies landing on him. The fly's water didn't cause much pain for the temple boy. He hated of the monk. The monk shouted out, "Go ahead and hit them. Get those petty flies." Temple boy Katampa obeyed and hit the monk's forehead with a hammer repeatedly until he died. This event resulted in accomplishing the final revenge for his mother.